guess, processing right now. Apparently, and this is something interesting, and I'm going to talk about this aspect of it because I found it interesting. Apparently, I am not the victim of the swatting. Apparently, according to the law, the victim of the swatting is the city of Lancaster, Ohio. They're the victim. And so they are taking this very aggressively, and it's going to be interesting to see how all that gets dealt with. But you know they're meeting and talking with everybody, and did a rather intense study of my channel, which I found interesting. Knew more about my channel in some ways than I did, which I thought was interesting. But anyhow, I'm glad to see some stuff going on. Can't talk about specifics of the case. I'm not going to talk. I see somebody said what happened. I'm not going to talk about what happened. If you're not aware of it, you're not aware of it. Don't worry about it. But as an ongoing thing, that it is ongoing, and not going to be fixed overnight. But they're going to work it out. So anyhow, so when you get up, that's as good as you're going to feel all day. No, not at all, pilot. No, not at all. What they talk about is when you get up, there are certain things you can do to improve your mindset before you even go to bed. Getting a good night's sleep is critical to mental health. Duh, nobody need to tell me that. But there are, things we can do on a daily basis to maintain our mental health. You know, get up in the morning, get a little exercise. Check your blood sugar if you're diabetic, which I'm not. Eat a little something, get your mind straight. Make sure that think about what's bothering you. Think about your thoughts. Think about what's bothering you, and write it down. And is what you write down true? And if it is, think about what you need to do to change that perspective. Anyhow, so there are a lot of things. No drugs. He didn't recommend any drugs. Stay away from alcohol. Stay away from tobacco, from nicotine. Stay away from marijuana. Stay away from caffeine, which is why I'm drinking decaf. These things are all things you can do to improve your mental faculty and have a healthy brain. And it was sort of interesting because he talked about, there's 80 and 90-year-olds with the brain of a 30-year-old, and there's 30-year-olds with the brains of 80 or 90-year-olds. But I know I have my weaknesses. I don't get nearly as much exercise as I should. I am eating right now. I am eating correctly, and I've cut out some of these impalements that we all normally do for ourselves. But now I'm stepping up some of my what do they call it? Supplements. I'm stepping up some of my supplements. Omega-3s, multivitamin and omega-3s, good stuff. Watch your vitamin D. Keep your vitamin D up. So we're focusing on some of those things now. Some of these things are new changes to me. Some I've been doing for some time. So we will see. Anyhow, doctor's orders, trash people. Yep, that's true. Hey, Carl, had to change my account because all those people that were going after you. Glad to see you back on. Dave Belcher. Hey, David. Okay. I'm not piecing it together, David. I don't know what your old account was, but don't put it on here because people might give you a hard time. So just leave it at that. But I'm glad to see you here. They will find out who called. Yes, pilot, I have 100% confidence that they will find out who called. So how crazy is that? I thought I was being picked on. No, not hardly, brother, not hardly. CBD is what I'm doing now. Yeah, be careful with CBD. Johanna also uses CBD. I haven't heard whether that has any negative connotations from a cerebral standpoint or not. I don't know. I know it helps Johanna with pain management. And, if your pain is being managed, you're in a better mood. So not too hard to figure out there. So you've diagnosed yourself. Well, don't make stupid comments like that, Casey. I mean, no. And by the way, doctor is D-O-C-T-O-R, not D-O-T-O-R. No, but, you can hear somebody have a conversation and identify with some of the parts of the conversation. Certainly haven't diagnosed myself, but some of those things are pretty obvious. You know, all you have to do is think about it. So, yeah. So making a comment like that, Casey, that's not contributing to the conversation. So I'm not doing pod, so I got that going for me. There you go, pilot. I'm just an old guy with all those people went after me. All those people, yeah. Well, Dave, that's what people will do. Unfortunately, there's some sad, depressed people out there that have nothing better to do in their lives except go after other people. Who the good news is, and really the good news is, and as we saw with that GoFundMe that Art and Bree, and again, clarify, they didn't do it. Somebody else set it up for them. But that GoFundMe that was set up for them raised $25,000 to help out that couple. Nice people, nice family. Thrilled that there's 500 people out there that would help them out like that. Awesome, absolutely awesome. I know I've had my share of people that have helped me out, and I understand and appreciate it. And I wasn't dealing with a mold issue. I was dealing with other issues in my life. But it's good to have those solid people in there. So really cool stuff. Any big diet changes or any foods you will miss? No, not really. My diet, as a general rule, rejects is pretty good when I'm able to lift on my own devices. We have been eating a ton of fresh vegetables coming out of the garden, squash till it's coming out of our ears. Lots of salad, lots of tomatoes. So we're eating a lot of that good, healthy stuff to begin with. As I acquire some land, I'll be improving that even more. So no, I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I don't eat junk food. I try not to drive through Wendy's or McDonald's, or I don't eat all of the processed foods that so many people find convenient for them. I just don't do it. So hey, stop. You two buttheads, nip it in the butt. Don't look cute at me. The buttheads. There they are. Old Taffy tries to look up at me like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. Yeah, right. Anyhow. So no big really diet changes for me. Nothing, stopping alcohol, which, it's all right. It doesn't bother me. I like potato chips. I have to cut those out. Don't have to cut them out, just cut them way back. Make them myself, that's even healthier. But, normally I eat a pretty healthy meal anyway. I mean, I eat real food. So I like leafy green vegetables and stuff. So colorful vegetables, cauliflower, broccolis. Last night we had Brussels sprouts, cabbages, tomatoes, lettuces. And I like potatoes and parsnips and turnips and rutabagas and all that stuff. So. Hey, Wisconsin Homestead, how you doing? Good to see you here. Did YouTube change their format with bigger and less channels on the homepage, or is it just me? Yeah, Pilot, I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't really give a damn what YouTube does anymore. I just don't care. I do my thing, they do their thing, and whatever. They don't ever do anything that has any kind of major impact on me one way or the other, so I don't worry about it. In fact, I really haven't been following much in the way of the sailing channels. Lately I haven't been following the sailing channels. One of my fans, and I know, this was actually going to be the thumbnail for my live stream tonight, and it was a meme I saw on Facebook, and it says, if you don't like me and you still watch all of my content every time I live stream, biatch, you're a fan. Whether you want to consider yourself or not, you are. And so one of my fans, no, actually this really was a real fan. Anyhow, I'm not going to go with that. Let me change my mind. I'm not following that, but I will say this. One of my other fans commented to me, tell me about Bobby, my friend Bobby over Sailing Doodles. Great YouTube channel, Sailing Doodles. Bob has been a long friend of mine for many years now. Anyhow, I guess him and Laura broke up, and I guess they broke up a while ago. First I heard about it was yesterday. But those of you guys that are YouTube or Sailing Doodle fans, I guess old Bob and Laura split up. So I'm sorry to hear that, Bob. If you're out there, brother, here's to you. I hope you, and I'm confident, 100% confident Bob's going to find some next a girl to be with him. It won't take long, but it'll happen. Let's see. I haven't noticed any change myself, okay, but I only go on once in a while. We love the buttheads. Yeah, they are. They act like little buttheads. They really do. Mutt and Jeff. I mean, Lily is a 70-pound Labrador, and Taffy is a 7-pound Chihuahua. You know, and the two of them get to racing around and fighting with each other and yapping and snipping and tearing around. It's just kind of funny. So. Okay. Well, Dave, I guess Marie called you out there. So sugar, yeah, sugar is not good. Sugar, in anything, a little bit's fine, just not to excess. But watching your blood sugar is important. Watching your blood sugar is important. So, yeah, Laura's gone. She's doing her own thing. You heard something about that? Okay. Yeah. Bob, all of us are humans. We all have our issues. Um, oh, you're just slowing them up a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Um, yeah, we all have our issues and stuff. But and Bob has his issues, and Laura has her issues. I actually don't know Laura very well. I was a big fan. Still, I'm a big fan of Megan, who used to be on the show with Bob. Um, really super top notch girl. So I don't know. Bob's had a lot of great opportunities that he's blown, but it is what it is. So I will say this much: I saw a video today of Bobby, and I've not watched one of Bobby's videos in months, and it looks like he's put on a little weight. So I'm concerned about him. I hope he's healthy and doing well. So Megan just got a puppy. Nice, very good, very good. So anyhow, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. GoFundMe, GoFund them, not me, GoFund them with Art and Bree. Glad to see that happening. Really pleased with it. The swatting update, there's nothing that I can report, but I did find it interesting that I am not the victim the city is. Surprised me, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised by that. I'm like, well, man, I was the one that went outside and had to deal with it. But yeah, they're of the opinion that they're the ones who were the harmed party, and so they're vigorously investing quite a lot of time and resources into this. I will say this much: Ohio has a good track record on this. Actually, let me get my notepad here because there are some other things I wanted to touch base with on this. Ohio's got a great track record when it comes to swatting. There's only been one instance where somebody got killed during a swatting incident, and it happened with some gamers, some live streaming gamers. Apparently, some gamer talked to some other gamer who was here in Ohio, told him to do a swatting on some other gamer, a third person. He did that to an address, but the address was an old address. The guy they were targeting had already left there, so they got the wrong guy. He was a anti-cop kind of guy, came out agitated, aggressive, ended up getting shot. They caught the guy here in Ohio, the kid that was involved with that. So Ohio has experience and a good track record in that. So I'm hoping they'll make some progress. But let me find my notes. Oh yeah, okay. I'm in good company, guys. I'm in good company. Justin Bieber, Ashton Kutcher, Lil Wayne, Kim Kardashian. I actually have something in common with Kim Kardashian. Could you imagine? Anyhow, all of those people have been swatted. Some senators and Congress members have been swatted. So, and the kid that did the swatting, 20 years in jail. 20 years was is what he got charged here in Ohio for swatting. So, bad time. So, I will say this much: that all of the trolls that have been on my channel, law enforcement's investigating everybody. Everybody. And if you got on my channel and we're doing negative shit, made hate videos or started your own channel, whatever, you're in their little file. So have fun with it. But that's all. I got to shut up because I shouldn't say anymore. Anyhow, cemetery plots. How's that for a segue? Cemetery plots. Funny story. There's a cemetery here in Ohio that where my mom and dad are buried, actually. Years ago, we were visiting our neighbors, and I was a kid. And the neighbors told mom and dad, if you're going to get buried down at the cemetery, you better buy your plots pretty soon, because the price of the plots was going to go up a lot. They were going to raise the price. And so my dad was, how much is them? And he said, well, they're going to raise the price. They're $10 a lot now, and they're taking them up to $20. Now, when they say a plot, they're talking about A and B. You buy a plot, that's for a husband and wife. So one big headstone, husband and wife sit next to each other, side by side. That's $10, or was $10. So my dad went down to the cemetery the next day, happened to have $80 in his pocket, and so he bought 8 plots there for his $80. Well, now mom and dad were both cremated. So mom and dad are both in A of their A and B. They're only in A. So we still have 7.5 spots left for our family. My one sister, Terry, she and her husband plan to also be cremated. They want to be in B next to mom and dad, which I found that pretty interesting. So anyhow, so I've been calling the cemetery. It's just a little church down the road from where we used to live, and I stop in there every year and I drop them $100, to help offset the cost of fuel and maintenance and that kind of stuff, and and I did that this year. Anyhow, I checked on the prices now, and you'll find this interesting. It's now $500. It went from $10 when I was a child. It's $500 now for one plot, A and B. Or for $1,500, I can buy a section. I can buy a little section. Now, a section consists of 8 plots. So what my dad bought was he spent $80 and he bought 8 plots and bought a section back then. The section behind my dad is available. It's $1,500 for the section or $500 for each of the plots. So buying a section is a good deal. So apparently this was the shrewdest, most profitable percentage-wise real estate deal that my father had been involved in. And as a realtor, I always find that interesting and amusing. But now I'm thinking I might put together $1,500 and just acquire enough real estate for the rest of the family to enjoy. So the family that sort of runs the cemetery there, the woman was saying that sometimes old Ern mows a little too low when he mows the grass, and it'll cut all the grass off top of your plot. So make sure when you're buried that they bury you and don't leave a big hump in the ground because when they mow it, they make a bare spot. And they told my mom this, and my mom's thinking, well, how am I going to do that? So here I am laying in my casket. Sorry, don't hump the dirt up there. Don't hump the. Well, anyhow, she told that story and she made fun of it, and it's been a point of humor for our family ever since. Sure enough, when mom and dad were buried, we made a point of telling them, don't mound the dirt, so mom would be undisturbed. I went and visited mom's grave, mom and dad's grave, and mom's their graves got some fungus, some lichens actually growing on it. My mom always had a green thumb. She was always trying to put around the garden and plant stuff. And so, I was thinking originally, well, I should clean the headstone. I'm like, you know what? My mom tried to grow stuff her entire life. Let her grow stuff in that. So I left the lichens there on their headstone. But, hopefully not too soon. But eventually, I hope to be occupying some space near them. And Johanna has actually asked me to be there included with me. And be there next to me or have a place for herself where she's amongst family. And so that's going to happen as well. Anyhow, I have a section of videos coming out. I've actually got like 4 of them partially done. It's a series. They're all kind of tied together. You guys know I'm a real estate broker. I'm going to do a series on how to buy land, how to buy a homestead, how to go about that. How to go about that without a realtor, saving yourself the most amount of money. And I'm basically going to tell you how I'm going to go about it because I am a realtor. So I know the back doors. I know the ways in and out. So I'll be coming out with a series of videos about that, about how to go out and buy a piece of property without the services of a realtor, but still in a safe, protected way so that you don't get yourself in any problems, but get yourself a piece of land as affordably as possible. So we'll go into that. Anyhow, with that said, let me jump back in the chat and see what's going on. Megan just got a puppy. If Megan and Laura ate crackers in my bed, I would. Yeah, rejects. I hear you there. Yeah. Individually or jointly, yes. I just got her. Hey, Alexander O, what's going on, brother? Good to see you here. Pilot message retracted. Please remember it is Burning Man season. Bob's favorite. Laura's a great person and we'll be fine. Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, Bob may be going to Burning Man. Okay. I guess, and I love Bob. I love him to death. I really do. But maybe Bob's getting a little old for Burning Man. I don't know. Maybe not, but sad but funny, Carl and Kim. Thanks, Marie. Let's see. David got timed out again. You should get 20 years for beating your ex-wife and her daughter. Okay. So, Marie, you obviously nailed that right on the head. David is, in fact, a troll and doesn't know what he's talking about. I never beat my ex-wife or my daughter. So, goodbye, David. I know who they should start with. There you go. Who's that not saying Mike Morbid? Okay, sounds good. Homesteading purchases are always interesting stuff. Yep, absolutely interesting stuff. So, anyhow, yeah, it is kind of morbid, talking about, but, it's not. Hey, come on. None of us get out of this alive, kids. None of us do. It's not morbid, it's reality, I'm not morbid about it. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not upset about it. I'm going to die. I know that. I just don't want it to be tomorrow. That's all. But, not talking about it doesn't make it go away. And I kind of like my mom's approach to it. She found some humor in it and injected that humor into our family in her conversation, much as I just did now through my channel here. So you guys think about that when you're being buried. Make sure they don't hump the dirt over the top of your grave so that the mower doesn't, scald the grass off and make a burnt spot. Something we all should be concerned about in our afterlife. Anyhow, it worked for Mom. It put a smile on everybody in the family's face while we were there at the cemetery. Um, good, smart move, Mom. It really helped diffuse the situation greatly. So, and I, for one, appreciated that. So, planning for death is practical. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Very practical. So, anyhow, I need something to drink here. What do I got? I got a coffee left. My allergies are still irritating me. Uh-oh. Going to a canned beverage. Yeah, don't worry. Seltzer. Seltzer water. No beer. Um, anyhow, going to be doing some real estate videos coming up pretty soon about how to buy land. And I may even give you a little preview of some of the stuff I'm looking at. So, but there's a lot of things that people have to be worried about and things that can really hurt you or help you with that. So we will see how that goes. Let's see. That was trolling all my notes here. Ooh, I had fun today. Well, not today, the other day. I made a recipe of German apple pancakes. One of my all-time favorite breakfasts. And I think I'm going to make a video of it. I made one for myself. Oh man, it came out so good. Not the healthiest thing to eat. I don't know. It has eggs, milk, brown sugar, cinnamon, salt, flour. Well, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. And I use good natural sugars. So it's not horrible. But it does use a lot of sugar. So in that aspect, it's probably not the best thing. It would be high caloric, I guess. Oh, but it's so good. It's just delicious. So I may do a video on that coming up soon. Anyhow, what do you think of these prepaid funeral packages you can buy? Rejects, I think anytime they have a prepaid anything, they're building profit into it more than they are trying to build something that would make your funeral any better or worse. I know paying the bills for Larry's funeral right now, there's some things that they added in there that I'm just flabbergasted by, and the prices that they charged for stuff. I mean, you go into the funeral home and you sign the book. Well, those books are damn expensive. Stop at the card store and buy the same thing for $1.50 instead of their $150 book. So when they do packages and stuff like that, I'd be real concerned about them. I really would. So, Mike James, no, I did not say that someone started to GoFundMe for me. Someone started to GoFundMe for a YouTube channel called Art and Bree. So please get that correct. Looking at 4.6 acres with a foreclosed 4-bedroom house, 169, 2.5 acres of wetland. Is it worth it in Sterling, Alaska on the Kenai? It's up to you, brother. It's up to you. I'm not a big fan of buying any wetlands. I know Alaska and how it is. Water tables are an issue there, so you may want to check all that. Mike, your question is trash-like. Yep, yes it is. Well, it's inflammatory, but I think Marie, in this case, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he was just confused about it. No, I was saying that. And if you notice, the title says "Go Fund Them," not me. Go Fund Them. I was talking about Art and Bree and how people funded them, which is great. They needed help. There we go. Sorry about that. I had a battery issue on my phone. Anyhow, no, it wasn't about me. It was about another couple named Martin Bree that have a mold issue with their house, and people donated to them. And what a wonderful thing it was that people donated them. That's what that was about, Mike. So, okay. All right, we got that taken care of. Anyhow, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Good recipe. Soaps are doing well. We've got, actually, I'm waiting for some supplies to come in right now, some palm oil. But we've got four, four new batches we're going to be doing this next, probably as soon as that stuff gets here. So probably sometime next week, I'll be cranking out four new batches of soap and getting that ready. So if you haven't bought soap from me yet, in the description down below, there's a link to it on buying some of our goat milk soap. Awesome stuff. Palm oil, olive oil, sweet almond oil, coconut oil, goat's milk soap, and saponified with a food grade lye. Super, super healthy stuff. Good for you. You know, your skin is the largest organ in your body, and you put toxic stuff on your skin all the time when you put all these bad soaps and stuff on you. If you read the ingredients, you'll see what I'm talking about. Most of the soaps are made from factories, not farms. Check out our soap. Look at our ingredient list. Look what we got here. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good for you. Made it for my granddaughter to help her out. And now my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law and all these people are having a good time. So they're all enjoying it. They're all enjoying it and liking it. And you should too. So order some. I know you need soap. You know you need soap. You do. Go down there down below. Email me what you need. I'll tell you what the shipping will be. Put your order in. Order yourself some soap. Good stuff. Talking about that, my daughter-in-law today, August 16th, my granddaughter's birthday was today. And I went over to the birthday party. Had a ball. Had an absolute ball. Had a good time talking with the other side of the family, my daughter-in-law's side of the family, her mom and dad and stuff, her friends, seeing all the kids playing, watching my granddaughter open up all the gifts and stuff. Really lovely time. Lovely time. Had some pizza. Not the best food, but still, nonetheless, really good time today with that. So that was cool. Okay, let's see. Chickens. There we go. I'm going to end this with a conversation on chickens. When I was up in Alaska, I got into a disaster, financial disaster. We were raising chickens on contract. Now, how that works is people would order chickens from us, and they would give us a deposit, 50% down when they ordered their chickens. We would buy the baby chicks, buy all the food with the money from their 50% down, raise those baby chicks up to market weight. We would then butcher them, process them, put them in a bag, freeze them, and have them ready for them for delivery. Fresh, free range. And when I mean free range, I mean we open the door and just let them go anywhere they wanted to. Free range chickens. Beautiful. Great product. Great thing. Well, we had done this for over and over and over again, many times. Not a problem. One night we went to bed. It was early in the year. One night we went to bed. And we're asleep. And while we were asleep, the power went out. And the heat lamps, because we had just gotten a delivery of about 1,200 baby chicks, the heat lamps went out because, of course, the power went out. We didn't have backup generators and that kind of stuff. In the morning when we woke up, went out, checked the critters, we found that we lost 800 chickens overnight. It happens. It just happens. Power goes out, heat lamps go out. The chicks froze. It went below freezing that night. We lost a bunch. We reordered chicks from the hatchery. We had them en route to us, but people started freaking out. We started telling people, hey, we're going to be delayed. So we started getting cancellations and stuff. Anyhow, it got to be a big nightmare. One of the things that contributed towards my divorce and selling our property in Alaska. I spent 2 years after that going back up to Alaska and paying off all the debts, making sure we came out of Alaska clean and everybody paid off. So I could have filed bankruptcy. I could have filed bankruptcy and walked away and said, no, I'm not doing anything, but I didn't. It's not my nature. It's not the kind of person I am. I went back up to Alaska alone because my ex-wife left me then. And I went back up there and I finished paying off everybody, getting that straightened out. But I'm investigating doing that again here in Ohio, only this time not under contract. I'm going to try, once I have some land, I want to raise and produce chickens because they're profitable to do. But I'm not going to do them under contract. And that way I don't have to worry about it. If I have a big loss of chicks, the only person who has economic impact to that is me, not anybody else. So, so I called up to find out what the rules are. And I find it interesting. This is why I'm going to share this with you. The USDA will allow me as a producer grower to raise up to 20,000 birds. 20,000 birds. I can buy the chicks, feed them out, raise them up, butcher them, process them, put them in a bag, sell them to people directly without inspection. Just do it. You're allowed to do 20,000 birds. Now here in Ohio, they have a limitation that some aspects of that would limit you down to 1,000 birds. But the way I would do things, the way I do things, I have done things, I'm perfectly okay to do that. So thought you guys would find it interesting. I'm not planning on doing any chickens anytime in the near future. But when I do get my land, I plan on doing that. So just as a heads up out there, if you're dealing with some local producers who are raising chickens, they may not be inspected. That may not be a bad thing. Because if you're buying from the right farmer, he's going to tell you, hey, stop by our farm on processing day. You can see how your chickens are being raised and how they're being processed. And while you're at it, pick up your chickens. Why not just stick them in the freezer? Take them home fresh and put them in your own freezer. I prefer doing that with my customers anyway. Something you guys should be doing as well. Find a farmer who's going to be processing. He'll raise chickens for you, free range, open, out of cages, healthy birds, feeding them good organic foods, and then go pick up your birds while they're still warm and fresh. Put them in your own freezer. That way you know exactly what you're buying and what you're getting. Cannot suggest that enough. Anyhow. Okay, what are you doing with all your tomatoes? Eating them. All the tomatoes are being eaten. Popping them like cherries. Walking, every time I walk through the kitchen, just like I ate the one outside in the garden, those little cherry tomatoes. Johanna has made a couple things with them where she's cut them up and made them from stuff. She made a tomato salad with some of them. For the most part, every time I walk through, I eat a tomato like candy. Instead of having little red hot candies in a candy dish, I have little cherry tomatoes. They're awesome. So, any more cooking videos coming up? Yeah, I just said I'm going to probably do a video on making the German pancakes. That'd be good. And yes, I made a video recently where I made pasta sauce using yellow tomatoes. Came out awesome. Came out really good. So. They hear what they want to hear, not what is said. Pilot, that's absolutely true. They do, yep. We need a pickle, the pickles video. Yep. Cucumbers are doing awesome. Happy birthday to her. Yeah, well, thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. I will convey that message. John Harris. Hey, John, how you doing? Hey there, Carl. Nice to see you. I watched all your videos. They were great. Well, thanks, John. Appreciate that, brother. Southern Sharpshooter, how you doing? View on olive oil soap. Olive oil Castile soap, they call that. Olive oil soap's great. It's great. I like adding the coconut oil and the sweet almond oil and the palm oil because it does more better things for your skin than just olive oil. But olive oil, what's known as Castile soap, is very good. It's very good for you as well. So no problem with that whatsoever. Make spaghetti sauce. Have. We'll do that again. Cherry tomatoes with garlic, basil, and olive oil is amazing. Oh, yes, it is. But my cherry tomatoes usually don't last long enough for me to do that. I mean, literally, I'll walk to the kitchen, I'll sit there talking to Johanna and just pop them like candies. So much better than a bag of potato chips, man. Just grab a bowl full of cherry tomatoes. Really good. I bought some back from Holiday in Turkey. Oh, nice. Nice. Very cool. Good. All right. Anyhow, guys, listen, we pretty much killed off an hour here and my voice is getting kind of hoarse. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Please do check out the soaps down below. Right now, I've got mango. I've got Buck Naked, which is unscented, uncolored scent, uncolored soap, really good for you. I've got mango scented, and I've got cucumber melon scented, and they all came out beautiful. I've got those in inventory. Should you want some? Most of the people that have been buying the soap in a month club. $50, you get 13 bars of soap plus a gift basket or a little gift box. So, but check them out in the description down below. Just get on PayPal and order them. I'll tell you what the shipping is going to be. And the shipping is whatever the shipping is. I don't add anything to it. I don't charge for a box or whatever the post office charges me is what I ask people to pay for shipping. That's it. Marie says, if I remember right, you feel and satisfied Chapter 13 in Alaska to satisfy the debt. All this is on record with the Attorney General's office. No, Marie, I did not file a Chapter 13. I filed a Chapter 7. Chapter 7, and I adopted what's known as a 100% plan. And yes, that is on record with the Attorney General, but I did not do a Chapter 13. Chapter 13 means I file Chapter 13, I walk away. Chapter 7 is a 100% plan where the court stops people from harassing me while I'm earning the money to pay everybody off. And that was also coordinated with the State Attorney General's office. And yes, that is all a matter of perfect record. But you're wrong. I did not do a Chapter 13. I did a Chapter 7, and there's a big difference. Worlds apart difference. So, happy pharmacy. Okay, how long does it take to process 20,000 birds? Project Rejects, I've never done 20,000 birds in my life. Well, maybe cumulatively, but we usually do them in batches of 250 to 500 at a time. I can do up to 20,000 in a year, in a calendar year. I don't want to do 20,000 birds in a year. That's crazy. But you can. If I do a couple thousand birds, I can pick up rough numbers, just rough numbers. If I do 1,000 chickens, I make $7,500. That's basically the rule of thumb. If I do 1,000 chickens, I make $7,500. If I do 100 chickens, I make $750. So if I did 10,000 chickens, I'd make $75,000. 10,000 chickens would be absolute insanity. Doing batches of 500 or 1,000 at a time was a lot for the three of us that were working there at the time. But, we can, just me by myself, I can process, I can easily process 50, 60 chickens a day by myself. So, and that's the way I like to do it. You raise them up and once a week you do processing day. So, works out very well. Okay, thank you. I was wrong. That's all right, Marie, no problem. You were mostly right. It was satisfied. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, right? Actually, Mary, no, don't count your chickens until they're delivered. That's what I found. Because our chickens hatched. They were hatched. They were in the incubators. They were out in their buildings under the incubators. But when the power goes out, power goes out. Somebody's at the front door. Anyhow, and you hear our alarm system. Tell you one thing. When somebody comes knocking on the front door and Miss Lily jumps up and barking at them, they don't come in the front door. That's for sure. You settle down. Stop. Go lay down. Go on, kennel. Go lay down. It's a good call. Good dog. Anyhow, guys, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. You guys have a good day. Be good. Be careful. Take good care of one another. Buy some soap. Get on the description down below. Buy some soap. You need some. Anyhow, we'll have more for you guys later. Thanks for watching, kids. Good night, everybody.
I have made it out of Florida. I'm in Alabama now, on my way to Arizona, and I'm filling up. This is the first fill up I've been on. This is the first fill up that I've had since I left Orlando. The bread truck can get me all the way out of Florida on one tank of gas, over 500 miles. It's pretty awesome. Can't wait to get to Arizona. As soon as I got into the state of Arizona and crossed the state line, I got pulled over by the DOT and Highway Patrol. Watch as I interact with them.
Hi. Hello. I'm Officer Littleman with the Arizona Department of Transportation. Can I see your driver's license and your registration and your insurance if you have it?
What am I being pulled over for?
You have no splash guards on your truck, on the tires. Mud flat splash guards, you're required to have them.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that before.
You never heard of that before?
Yeah.
Okay, registration, driver's license, stuff like that. What are you hauling?
It's an RV.
It's an RV? Okay.
Yeah,
Is it personal or are you doing business? Do you do business with it?
No,
You don't do business with it? This is your personal vehicle.
That's my registration. And here's my insurance.
Paul's your first name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll get some mud
Do you have
flaps
any
on there
weapons
right
with
away.
you right now? Nothing? Okay.
No, I just wanted to let you know.
But you're not
I'd like
hauling
to.
commercially, right? You're not getting
No.
paid to haul anything?
No, I have a private license or a private.
So this is your
insurance
personal
policy.
load, so this
Yeah.
is your truck.
Yeah, it's just like an apartment back there. It's like the RV.
Alright, so just hang tight here and I'll be right back, okay?
What's going on, boss? Trooper Sheriff in Arizona. How
you doing?
Splash guards, not every state requires them. Arizona does because we
I'm
do
from
this
Chicago.
thing called cinder everywhere.
Yeah, my
They'll-
buddy's from Mesa, and he said that they crack windshields a lot.
Exactly,
And
so-
it's like crushed up shale or something like that.
Yep. And millings and all sorts of stuff. It helps with traction as well as it doesn't melt like and crack as easily as summers when it's 140 degrees.
But how do you regulate so many people coming in and out? I mean,
That's the thing, we don't always.
Okay.
We
So you
stop
maybe
what we
cut me a
can, we
break?
stop and talk to people. It's normally a repair order. A lot of like O'Reilly's and
I'd be glad to
and
put
stuff.
them on.
They buy. You
Yeah.
can buy magnetic ones that just clip on.
Well, it's yeah.
That way you don't have to have them.
Though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll have any place to stick, but I'll be glad to put
And
them
it's
on.
only trucks that are lifted, raised, lowered, any alteration to their height, wheels out past their wheel well, and then vehicles that can be used as commercial vehicles, which this unfortunately for you could be.
Yeah.
So
You convert it into a camper?
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of nifty back there.
Yeah.
I was
really
looking
cool.
back there.
I
I'm
have
like, reminds me of an oversized RV van.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a cabin. I built it with like recycled stuff. And
Mind if I step up and just take a look real quick?
I don't know. I'd rather not.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I just normally don't let people on.
No worries.
But I have a YouTube channel. You can definitely check that out. I have it's just my name is my YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
But I document all my travels, how I built my truck, and all that kind of stuff.
Are you coming from Florida all the way across? That is a long drive.
Yeah, I'm almost there too.
You headed to California?
I'm going to Sedona.
Okay. Yeah, you're not too far away. Quick question that you didn't ask. You have any drugs in here, including or alcohol, including marijuana or THC oil?
No, sir.
You ever smoke marijuana in here?
In here?
You ever have marijuana in here?
It has been. Yeah.
I can smell it still. Is why I ask.
It hasn't. I haven't smoked in here in months.
It lingers for
Yeah.
a long time. I pulled a guy over from Texas who had up and down the wall claimed he hadn't smoked in his vehicle in 3 months,
Yeah.
and you can still smell it. It lingers on everything, and it is still a felony. Right?
I do not have anything.
You have nothing in
I
here.
quit smoking actually.
Okay.
I quit smoking because I've been meditating and stuff, and I
Okay.
really am working on getting my health all good. And I felt like that was like a hindrance actually.
It can be.
So
Doesn't keep you in the right state of mind.
yeah. So I mean, I haven't smoked in a long time.
Okay. Well, I'm not planning on searching your vehicle. Technically, we're supposed to if you smell it, and I keep getting whiffs of it every once in a while. When we get like a big semi coming by and it blows past me, I'm getting whiffs of it. All right. That's why I ask. I like to give the chance for people to be upfront with me and honest.
No, I'll be honest about everything, but I do not have anything on me. I haven't smoked in days and days. So yeah.
Fair enough. Not my stop. I'm not going to worry too much about it. All right. Just make sure in Arizona you don't have it. All right.
Yeah. No, I
So, you're good.
don't. Okay.
Just gonna give you a verbal warning on that. I also wanted to make sure that if you were driving commercially or not. If you were,
No.
then you wouldn't need a permit, but you're good. Do you have any questions?
Can I give you guys my YouTube channel? I have a YouTube channel of my travels and
Oh, do you?
and the way I build my truck and all that kind of stuff. It's just a business card.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just right
fine.
there on
Okay.
the thing. I like as many subscribers as possible. Maybe you can give some to the fellas too.
All right. Okay. Well, just drive safe. Just
So,
watch yourself.
Do I need to put them on?
Yeah, I would if I were you.
So
they need to be 18 inches above the ground.
Okay.
But that's the main reason why I pulled you over.
Yeah.
Because of the mud flaps.
Okay.
And the second reason was to make sure that you weren't driving commercially. If you were, then you would have to buy a permit, but you're not, so you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay. Drive
All
safe.
right. Thank you so much. That went okay. I was recording the whole time. That's definitely going on YouTube. They're about to see themselves all over YouTube.
So I got away scot-free. I got a verbal warning about no mud flaps on the bread truck. I kind of want mud flaps, so I put some on my Amazon wish list. It'll be in the link in the description below if you want to help the bread trucker out with some mud flaps for the bread truck. But I made it to Arizona, baby. All in all, the officers were really nice, and I didn't really have any issue with it. I have nothing to hide, you know. I'm not a criminal. I have everything in order, license, registration, insurance. I did everything right, I think. And I also declined to let them have a look inside my vehicle. And there's no reason for them to come inside and take a look. But, you know, ain't too worried about it. It went really well. And I made it all the way to Sedona, Arizona from Orlando, Florida in 42 hours. That's including sleep. I mean, it's like 2,500 miles. And yeah, it's a long drive. I got about 6 hours of sleep in those 42 hours. But I made it. I was bread trucking out here with really, really fast pace. Today is a big day. We have regrouped, repacked, and we are ready to get on the road now, and we're heading up toward Canada. The bread truck is going to make its first international destination. Yeah, we're going to go up to Canada and meet up with some friends and stuff like that. And we're going to be getting on the road today. So, Canada, here we come. Look out for the bread truck and the bread trucker. We're coming. And Ellie. Ellie's also coming.
We're finally leaving.
Yeah, buddy.
Truck's all fixed. We're good to go.
Gonna take my horse to the hotel room. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Got the horses in the back.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. How's the truck running?
It's running good. Everything seems tip top. I do want to get that sensor put in eventually, but nice and smooth. Everything's going good.
It's the weekend. It's Sedona traffic.
You're gonna film me coming back with 2 plates of desserts, like that's what I'm getting. That's messed up, man. So pudding's a strikeout, but I got French silk pie, which is that's kind of pudding, right? And then they had bread pudding. So I got
Why don't you hold it up so we can see it? What is it all?
bread pudding, cannoli. I don't know what this is, and this is like some sort of strawberry roll, like a, I don't know.
Thanks for my chocolate pie.
Yeah,
Looks delicious. This place is pretty cool.
I like it. It's not bad, you know. As far as Vegas buffets go.
How you feeling, Polly?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Not high at all. Yet. But we're in a legal state, Nevada. You look confused, like, why am I talking about this?
That didn't occur to me. I was wondering how you felt after the buffet.
Oh, the buffet.
That was our subject matter.
It was, yeah, it was good. I don't feel, I didn't go crazy. You know?
You're not gonna like pop or anything.
No, I'm not gonna poop myself or throw up or anything like that.
Excellent. That's where we went to eat. Main Street Station. You're breaking us so baby ducks don't die?
Well, yeah, baby ducks or, you know, maybe sea life. I've heard that this actually doesn't really help that much, but
I wonder how horses and pigs feel about that.
I'm sure this would save horse and pig lives as well. Maybe wild ones.
Should we check with them?
Yeah.
Let's check with them.
Yeah, have a look. See how the horses feel about it. Maybe the pigs.
Hey, how do you guys feel about it? I think they're doing okay.
Not very moved. They're not very active.
Yeah, but you know they're like these restraints though around their backs.
Did you say restraints?
Yeah, these restraints are really weighing them down. Must be rough. So rough. Sorry, guys. It's a hard life. What you been doing all night?
Oh, you know, just experiencing Nevada and all the wonderful things that Nevada has to offer. A pond was the highlight, and the casino. I feel like I have sleep in my eyes. The sun's up. I
What
don't know
time
if
is
you
it?
noticed that. It's 7:20.
What time did you go to sleep?
I did not go to sleep
Why not?
because I had things to do.
You were busy.
I was very busy. I drove a lot,
All night.
almost all night, like all throughout the night.
Let's give a look at the back door, maybe.
Okay, this is gonna be bright, guys.
So bright. Whoa! That's how we feel too.
Uh-huh.
So bright. The sun is rising. But look how pretty. Not bad for a truck stop. Not bad at all.
Oh, that sounds bright.
Another free campsite.
Can you even see me in this?
Oops. You're like a vampire.
I feel like a vampire right now. Watch this. Does your phone even adjust? Ooh, Lord.
No. Nobody's okay with that.
I kind of feel like I need to sleep for about 12 hours.
Yeah, you look like you need to sleep for
I
about 12
could go to
hours.
sleep for about 12 hours right now.
Yeah. Maybe I should drive.
Yeah, totally.
Bye.